Hello everybody and welcome to Shadowbringers Final Fantasy 14. Just started it out, gathered all the Aetherites and stuff so you didn't have to watch me do that. Yeah, we're gonna be continuing the story now by talking to the Crystal Exarch. Well, how did you fare? Did my colleagues help you form a clearer picture of this world and its people? Well, yes, they gave me these little notes. Yes, it seems you were treated to a most thorough introduction. I understand it was something of a chore, but 'twas necessary that you grasp these things before we proceed. As for the Crystal Tower's origin, you may have noted that details were sparse. The structure is, in fact, the selfsame one you know from the source, transported to the first in its entirety. It was my first attempt at breaching the boundaries between worlds, something of a trial run for your eventual crossing. And although I do not know which era I tore it from, I do know that its arrival served to set the wheels of fate in motion. So ripping things from different realities, you didn't think maybe that's a bad idea. My inventory's full. The inventory is full. There we go. You've done as I requested and learned something of the world in which you find yourself. Now it's time I've fulfilled my half of the bargain and explained what has befallen your comrades. That is a conversation I would rather have in the privacy of my own quarters. However, I must go... well, I can't read. However... I must go on ahead to the tower and organize a few things. But I shall see that the guard knows to admit you. Tower gate lies open then? Yeah, Gratian. I'm not familiar with that name. Is there something I should know? An extraordinary tale, I'm afraid. But I'm afraid I found no such individual residing in the tower when it passed into my care. Mayhap we can revisit that mystery another time. For now, I think it best that we focus on the present. I don't know where my chest plate's filled up first. Cutscene. Nice digs.
Welcome to the Ocular, my private study. We can speak here without fear of being overheard. I have much to explain. But the truths which I must touch upon in doing so would cause only distress and confusion to the people of this world. Pray keep that in mind. Now, I am sure you are desperate to know the fate of your fellow Scions. To put it simply,
Yeah, kinda.
they are here in the first. Their arrival, however, was not as recent as you may imagine. In the space of a single hour in your home world, an entire year might pass in the first. And the reverse could also be true. The pace fluctuates without rhyme or reason, and it cannot be predicted. That said, we seem to be entering a period of near equivalence. And thus, for the moment, you need not overly concern yourself with the passage of time.
Well, isn't that convenient?
As for your companions, however, Yustola and Urianger have dwelled here for 3 winters, all told, while Thancred's count stands at 5.
5 years?
Even our more recent arrivals, Alphino and Alize, have lived in the first for almost a year.
Ring is
My
huge.
intention had been to summon only you, but the art of reaching across worlds has proven exceedingly difficult to master. Thus it was that my fumbling hand closed upon those to whom your fate is most closely bound as well. As they were not the object of my
nudity.
summons, their transference was incomplete. Though they may appear to possess corporeal bodies, they are, in truth, merely spirits that one can see and touch. Consequently, while you yourself will be able to pass between worlds with relative freedom, they will not. Much as it grieves me, they are stranded here, unable to return.
Then we must find a way to send them back.
We spent every waking hour searching for a way to reverse the summoning. In the beginning, at least. As you may have surmised, however, our efforts met with little success. And then we all but abandoned the endeavor once Urianger shared with us the vision he had witnessed during his journey through the rift. In that chaotic no-man's land between realms, time and space warp and blend in unexpected ways. What Urianger saw was the future. That which would one day come to pass. In his vision of tomorrow, the first was rejoined with the source. This collision of worlds brought about the 8th umbral calamity and the deaths of countless multitudes. Amongst those who perished, Urianger clearly saw the fall of the Scion's mightiest champion. He watched you die.
Oh. Oh dear.
And thus did the Scions embrace their exile, and began searching this world for a means to forestall the coming catastrophe in yours. Their souls are stranded in the first, yes, but they have fought on, desperate to save their home and you from destruction. Nor have their efforts been in vain, for it was they who finally established that the elimination of the Sin Eaters will indeed serve to prevent the calamity. Considering these circumstances of our meeting, you would be forgiven for doubting my version of events.
Yeah.
And so, before all else,
You did kind
I
of
would
pull
suggest
me
you
out of
track
my
down your
world.
comrades and hear the tale from their lips. I shall of course be happy to assist in these reunions, and you need not make any decisions regarding your involvement until you are certain of where you stand. Meanwhile, I promise I will not rest until I have found a way to help your friends return home. What say you? Have I earned your trust for the moment, at least?
For the moment? Yeah, for the moment. Aye, but I'll see that you keep that promise.
Excellent. You will not regret this. With that settled, we shall have to see about getting you ready for the road. Traveling across the rift has no doubt left you weary. I will arrange for a room where you might rest in comfort. While it's being prepared, perhaps I can show you around.
Sure. Why not? Sounds like a brilliant idea considering I'm trapped in this world until otherwise. Stadium boasts a number of residential districts, but I have been informed that a room has just become available at Dependence, which, as it turns out, is perfect. Our path there will take us past the markets, and I was hoping to give you my own introduction to their wares. Come along. Where are we? Okay. Doing a gunbreaker playthrough. There he is. Oh. Everything is so pretty. Even though, you know, cursed in eternal daytime.
This is the Musica Universalis, the commercial heart of the Crystarium. Aught you might need to prepare for your journeys can be purchased here. Ah, yes. You must be curious about the currency. Fear not. The gil you carry will serve you well enough. Each nation once minted its own coins, but 'twas all a jumbled mess following the flood. After much debate, the local merchants eventually elected to revert to the old ways, wherein a coin's value was decided by the worth of its metal. As for a unit of measurement, we agreed upon the term gil, a word borrowed from coins uncovered within the Crystal Tower here. And as our traders peddled their wares across the land, so too did our usage of gil. From what your stola tells me, a standard coin from the source equates to exactly 1 gil here, or... Our way of life has benefited greatly from the artifacts we recovered from the tower, some of which may be familiar to you.
Nah, goodness. Elegant tombstones, or tomestones, or whatever they're called.
But I fear it would not be practical for us to provide everything to which you are accustomed. You shall need a means to access the commodities. Avan Kerm Sin?
Yes, I'm here. Of course I'm here. What amusements do you have for me today?
Ah, it's a bug. Kill it.
My dear Feo Ul, paragon of pixie kind. For you, I have the most vital task. This fine gentleman is a friend from a distant realm,
Quite a distant realm.
and we have need of a means to ferry things back and forth from his home. Might you be able to assist us in this matter?
You came from beyond, didn't you? From beyond the rift?
Maybe?
How wonderfully exciting! What a brave and reckless and marvelous thing you did! You've the heart of a pixie, you do.
Is that a compliment?
After careful consideration, I have decided to grant you my assistance. Make up. But answer me this, traveler. Did your garments come with you when you crossed over? Your teeth? Your nails?
I would hope so.
Just as I thought! Then you've a good stout connection with your home through which all your belongings, great and small, may easily pass. From this moment forth I will be your Isne Fis, and you my Snay Yak. Like the branch which sprouts from the sapling, our bond will flow unbroken from one to the other.
Cool.
Raise your hand.
Don't look at him for permission. What the...
'Tis done. We are bound now, dearest sapling.
That's it?
Come then. Make your request. Tell me your desire.
Mayhap a message to your friends in the source to inform them of your safe arrival.
Yes, to Tataru, please. Because she was probably worried.
Consider it done.
As you heard, that was Feo Ul of the Pixies. Their kind possess an affinity for magic akin to that of arcane beings. They rarely show themselves in populated areas, but Feo is insatiably curious even by pixie standards, and seems to have taken a liking to the Crystarium. Right, we were going to organize a room for you, weren't we? Come along.
Yeah, I guess you were. As a result of your pact with Fail you now have access to delivery movables, market boards, and summoning bells while in the forest. It's good. I actually want to go see what this elegant tomb stuff guy was doing. Not the apothecary, not the culinarian. Is it you? Oh, whatever. I'll figure it out later. There you are, Crystal X, huh? There you are. I was just finalizing the matter of your accommodation. You'll have a private room here at Dependence for the duration of your stay, to make use of as you see fit. When you're ready to retire, the manager will show you to your lodgings. Pray rest and we shall reconvene in the ocular anon. I believe that covers all of the practical concerns. Thank you for answering my call, Nox. You are denied the comforting blanket of night, but may peaceful dreams attend to you nonetheless. Pleasure to meet you, sir. Welcome to your new home at Dependence. Your room is ready if you'd care to retire. Yes, please. It is nap time. What a lovely room. And still daytime. As it will forever be. You?
I know you. You're the warrior of light from the source.
Yes, I am. And you are the warrior of darkness from the first.
What? Did you just... You can hear me?
Yeah.
Oh, gods, how long has it been? That was what I called myself in your world. The warrior of darkness. My real name is Ardbert. I used an alias in the source. A daft one, looking back. If you recall my tale, it was my comrades and I who caused the flood.
You were just
We
trying
thought
to do
our
the right
home
thing.
doomed. And so we listened to the Ascians. Let them guide us to the source and try to hasten their goddamned ardor. I remember when we fell, defeated by you and yours. I remember our audience with Minfilia, how she listened to our pleas and returned our souls to the first. The flood was poised to swallow Norvrant, Minfilia and my friends. They surrendered what little they had left to hold it back. Just faded away, leaving me to bear witness. Tell me, do you know the year? How much time has passed since we caused the flood?
Time is different between worlds.
100 years. 100 long years.
I guess I knew somehow.
My hands find no purchase. My gestures catch no eye, and my pleas, be they whispered or screamed, reach not a single ear. I am a shade, cursed to do naught but drift.
Drift in the endless sea of light.
I feel as if I've been walking forever. I hardly noticed when my mind and body began to fray at the edges. Then bang! My senses were sharp again. I felt like a fish being reeled in, and before I knew it, I found myself in this room. Why is it that you can see me? What are you even doing here, come to that?
Well, you see, long story short, I was dragged here in the middle of a war, which is not very convenient for moi. So
You were summoned to save the first. A waste of time. This world is beyond saving, like those who try to save it.
that's a bit pessimistic.
Muddled as my mind may be, I've not forgotten that. But if fate has brought me to you, the one person in this God's forsaken world who can see and hear me, then perhaps there is a reason I endured. If I can find out why I was left behind, then maybe I can bring this journey of mine to an end.
Maybe.
Well, I'll be watching, Warrior of Light. But do me a favor. Be careful out there. This world has had its fill of heroes.
Well then. Yep, that's how I sleep. Just flat as a board. No covers. To the ocular, then, I presume. To the ocular. So what we use the internet shows. Oh my goodness. That is a lot of people.
Ah, how did you find your new quarters? I trust you were able to rest?
As well as you can in a world without darkness. I had a ghostly visitor.
I was not aware the room was haunted, and you were rather tired. Well, should you receive another visitation, be sure to let me know.
Don't you call me crazy.
Now, let us return to the subject of the Scion's whereabouts. This map shows the lands of Norvrand, the only area to be spared the flood of light. The Crystarium is here, in the region known as Lakeland. And to the north is the fairy kingdom of Il-Meg. That is where you'll find Urianger. To the east lies the once prosperous civilization of Rak-Tika. Your Stola is stationed there, in the heart of the forest. Alas, neither location can be reached without considerable difficulty. As such, I would suggest you first seek out one of the twins, each of whom is stationed but a short flight from the Crystal. Alphino is on Calusia, an island off the western shore. It is home to a city called Yulmore, where the rich and privileged while away their days in idleness. For his part in furthering our cause, Alphino journeyed there to meet with the citizenry and forge alliances. From what I hear, he has since kept himself busy gathering information around the main settlement. Alize, meanwhile, traveled south to the arid wastes of Armarang. They lie upon the very edge of the inhabitable world, where the flood of light was halted. Those who dwell there live in constant fear of attack by the Sin-Eaters. In contrast to her brother, Alize felt that her energies would better be spent learning about the enemy, and thus she sells her services as a guard, both to hone her skills and gather information on our foe.
Oh.
So, will it be Calicia or Armarang? Simply inform me once you have made your decision, and I will see to it that you are provided with a suitable mount. Ah, but you must be wondering about Thancred. He has taken up with a new companion, and is presently engaged as a wandering hunter of Sin-Eaters. Being ever on the move, his whereabouts are often difficult to ascertain, but I am certain your paths will cross ere long.
That's good. I have pants. I love pants. Questing. It was Alpha and Clusia. Excellent. As I mentioned, your destination is an island off to the west of the is an island off the west coast, so you will need an amount capable of making the journey. Here's a letter of introduction presented to Zim Dijinmai, the master of beasts at Temenos Rookery, and he will take care of you. When you see Alpha Node, be sure to pass on my warmest regards. Ready to depart for Almarang, Alize will be overjoyed to see you safe. I know she was particularly concerned for your well-being. She, impressed upon me how regrettable the timing of her summoning was. Repeatedly. I only hope that my part in sending you to her will garner me some measure of forgiveness. Here, this is a letter of introduction addressed to a man named Cassard, the master of a merchant caravan. There are few who know the ways of the desert as well as he does. Find him at the Amaro launch, and he will see that you reach your destination. Alrighty, so we have two things we can do. And, I'm not quite sure which one to do first, so if anyone has any ideas, or I'll just pick one. And beyond that, just remember to keep on laughing. Bye.